Hi, this is Melody with Crew. Imagine yourself on an appointment with a student who's attended your meetings and has some questions about spiritual things. You're at your favorite coffee shop, just hanging out and talking. It's time now to bring them around to the purpose of your visit. But how are you going to do that? Moving from banter into a gospel conversation takes a little practice and can often feel unnatural. So today, we're going to look at one way that you can turn chit-chat into an opportunity to share your faith. But before we get there, let's rewind and remind ourselves of 4 principles shaping this transition. Number 1, don't apologize for bringing up spiritual things. It's as natural as asking who won the game last night. Number 2, pray before you launch in. Ask God's favor on His message and responsive hearts to those listening. Number 3, bring along an involved student to model how it's done so that they can do it later on. And number 4, practice your transitions until it sounds natural. Now, what we're going to be looking at today is something we call the triangle diagram. The triangle diagram is really effective in helping us transition from normal day-to-day conversations into a spiritual conversation. All you need is a napkin or a piece of paper. Now, start out by drawing a triangle. You can say something like this: most people are looking for fulfillment in their lives, and to find it, a balance needs to be established in 3 major areas. You can even ask them what they think those 3 areas are. Now, as you start to go along, on one side of the triangle, write out mental and ask them, how does the school help you mentally? They might say something like teachers, classes, homework, other things like that. On the next side, write physical, and then involve them again by asking them, how does the school help you develop physically? They'll probably talk about their coaches, PE classes, sports, and other activities. Now, on the base of the triangle, write spiritual. How about the spiritual area? Does the school help you there? Most students will admit that the school isn't a place for spiritual growth. That's when you get the opportunity to talk about Crew. This is where Crew comes in. We're designed to help you and other students in your spiritual journey. Now, as you're talking about this, you want to ask them a lot of questions, get them involved. So you can follow up this conversation by asking them, what do they think it means to be spiritually fulfilled? And ask them, where do they go for their spiritual fulfillment? Based upon how they answer, you can ask them if they wouldn't mind you sharing where you get spiritually fulfilled and what it means to be spiritually fulfilled. This is where you get to talk about how for you to be spiritually fulfilled means to have a relationship with God, to know Jesus Christ. As you're talking about the gospel and your story, ask them if anyone has ever explained to them how they can know God personally, and if they'd be interested. On a side note, check out the testimony video for how you can use your personal story in a conversation. One more thing to remember, as you continue to share and learn to lean on the Holy Spirit for guidance, you might find that you need more time to build the relationship with a student before sharing the gospel. So maybe after they talk about where they go for spiritual fulfillment, or what it means for them to be spiritually fulfilled, you wrap up the conversation and ask them if next time when you get together, if you can talk about where you go for your spiritual fulfillment and what it means for you to be spiritually fulfilled. You can also ask them if they would like to know how you begin a relationship with God. We'd like to say in Crew that we take the first good opportunity to share the gospel, and tools like the triangle diagram help bring Christ into focus, part of the most important conversation that we'll ever have. Until next time, this is Melody with Crew.